Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Sony gives the middle finger to collectors of physical media. Hasbro dabbles in some light union busting, and Captain America's shield might not be the mightiest thing he's wielding. That's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your guild master, Rick Perry, and I forgot to pick out a nickname for this episode.
And I am your guild master, Baron Kane. What? You mean I put in all this effort to come up with a name and you forgot yours?
Yep, totally.
Fuck it.
And joining us once again is our guild officer. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Billy. I came up with a nickname for Guildmaster Rick. He is Rick Master Guild.
It's true. I can vouch for this. This all happened pre-podcast. And so, yeah, we are waiting for your album to drop.
Well, that'll drop sometime we hit season 12.
Nice.
I'm holding you to that.
You know what? Rick Master Guild debut rap album will drop sometime during Casters Guild Season 12, Guild Decree.
There it is.
It's going to be like a 2-minute long album, but it'll be...
Yeah, album is an album, man.
But speaking of nerdcore rap, guess what I did on July 4th?
Hardcore rap?
What did you?
I went to an MC Chris concert.
Oh, nice.
Did you go to the MC Chris concert that was actually pretty sparsely populated and they had a great time?
Yes.
I heard about that concert. He had a lot to say about it. Apparently, the promoter tried to shut the concert down. He refused. He said, I don't care if there's 40 people. We're going to do a concert.
I did not go to that one. The thing is, Chris has done a very good job of blogging. Well, it's debatable whether it's a good job, but Chris has done an extensive job of blogging this particular tour, where he has posted both like door numbers and merch numbers for every venue and done like 6 paragraphs of what he did in that city. There was about, I think he said 82 tickets at the door for this particular concert. But one thing I will say is this is my 3rd MC Chris concert, and this MC Chris I saw was entirely different from the Chris that I saw at the previous 2 concerts. In older concerts I went to, MC seemed to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he was waiting for somebody to like say something bad about him.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
And like I hadn't been to a show where somebody hadn't been kicked out, and like people were always complaining about getting kicked out at the MC Chris shows on Reddit. But this MC Chris seemed to be very appreciative of his fans, very appreciative of those who were willing to show up on July 4th. Just a general better attitude altogether. It was a really good time.
Maybe someone had a sit-down talk with him or something.
The power of therapy.
Or the power of therapy. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, he kind of hinted to that and like an attitude change that he had when he got full custody of his kid. And he's been going on tour. He's been going on tour with his kid now. So my guess is he's not trying to start drama with his kid around.
Yeah, you gotta be a better example.
Mm-hmm. But his opener, I had not heard of his opener before I bought tickets for this concert, and I started looking him up beforehand. That way I can kind of get familiar with some of his music, and that was Swell Rell. And I gotta say, I got a new favorite. I mean, Swell Rell put on a great show. He's got a lot of really awesome songs, and if you like nerdcore rap, I'd highly recommend checking him out too.
Cool. See, me and the Chris still have beef. So
okay, no, that's fair. Due to the cameo.
Yeah.
But MC Chris has had a nerdy t-shirt contest at every concert this tour. I wore my T-Villain shirt for G.I. Robot that says Born to Kill Nazis.
Nice.
And due to the pandering to the left-leaning crowd, I won the concert t-shirt contest.
Well, congrats.
And his prize was the money equivalent of a tank of gas. And because I have because I have a 20-gallon tank that's like $75.
God damn.
So he gave me the option whether I would take the money or $72 worth of merch. And I just told him to put it in his cystic fibrosis charity bucket.
That's cool.
Man, what a man you are.
Ironically, he ran out of gas on the way home.
You gotta-
that would have been
and some
that would have been
stole
something. Yeah, yeah. But no, I'd had a really good time. He did a lot of the songs that like he didn't do at older concerts that I wished he did. Like if I were to put together a dream MC Chris set list, that's basically the set list that he did at this concert, which is awesome. I asked him when King in Black is going to hit streaming, which is his new album. And apparently all he's waiting for is for everyone who pre-ordered the physical copies to get them in hand. Like he's watching the shipping and he want to make sure that they all get it first before it comes out on streaming. And the streaming platforms all have it. They're just waiting for his word to release it.
Oh,
So
wow.
we should be getting to hear that album pretty soon.
This MC Chris is starting to sound like a pretty cool cat.
Yeah, I mean, despite what I just said, I've been a fan for some years. He even did a song with Childish Gambino. That's probably my favorite song that he does. And then yeah, I think he's done a little bit of growing since his Cartoon Network days too. So his stuff has just gotten better. So, and he's a little guy. And he's MCP
That's very
Pants.
true.
He is MCP Pants. That's where I know him from, is MCP Pants.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It was MCP Pants and
That was
MC.
P Pants was the spider, right?
P
Yeah.
Pants was the baby. I
Was
thought.
the baby? I thought he was the
I
spider.
mean, he has the name for both.
Okay.
Oh, is it P Pants for both of them?
Yes, I mean, but he does have like 4 other names for the exact same character. Like he introduces himself with
okay.
like 4 other rap names. So,
All right.
but everybody, P Pants is the one that everybody knows.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
I know, right?
But yeah, so good job, good show, MC. Both. I mean, I don't know how truthful they were. I mean, they could have just been appeasing me. But both Swell, Rell, and MC told me to email them and message them when this episode came out, and they would listen to it. So, gotta say, great job to both of you. I have a new favorite rapper in Swell Rell. MC put on the best show I've ever seen, and I'll definitely be going back again if they go on another tour. There was one other piece of news that MC put out that he very graciously asked nobody to share. So I'm just going to tease that when the news is public, we will be talking about it on the podcast. But let's just say there's some really good news coming out for MC Chris's music for the streaming world specifically.
And just an update on a previous conversation. We have MCP Pants, which was a giant spider with a diaper. Sirloin was when he was reincarnated as a cow. Keep in mind, all these characters die. Little Brittle, he was reincarnated as a spider in the underworld. And Worm or Fly, a worm and a fly, which were other brief reincarnated forms.
All right.
That's a hell of an episode for Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
This all track.
All right, did you guys do anything for the 4th other than basically not celebrate?
Nah, we had food, had fireworks. Well, we watched the public fireworks. And past that, yeah,
Sure.
no, just stayed low key and enjoyed the weekend.
Yeah, I stayed home with the family, and we didn't really partake in any of the July 4th festivities because it was about 123 degrees out. Also, not really feeling the state of this country right now without getting too far into it, so I didn't really feel like celebrating.
Right.
I'll go anywhere for food.
That's fair. All right, so it has been a while since we
been a while.
have actually met for an episode. I think it's been since Origins. So sorry for the gap in content, Casters Guild fans. There was a bit of a recovery period after.
Yeah, I'm not sorry at all.
It's okay. I found another way to spend my Monday, I guess.
So there's been quite a few big pieces of news that have come out since the last time we talked, and it's difficult to know what to talk about first, but I think we should probably start with Sony.
Hey, what did Sony do?
So Sony has announced the end of physical discs for the PlayStation 5 and future consoles.
And has made Domino's Pizza their main op.
See, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Barron, because it's insulting enough that PlayStation's going to stop making physical media that everybody else has jumped on this meme bandwagon, and it's just upset me even more. Because it feels like they're mocking us.
Well, you know they are. I take no comfort in another big corporation roasting another one for just essentially engagement. They're not doing it for us. They're doing it for engagement.
And I'm taking it personal.
Now, if Wendy's jumps on the bandwagon, if they break out their sassy 1.0 main poster to start roasting Sony, I might take some comfort in that. But
yeah, it seems that Wendy's kind of started a trend that everybody wanted to jump on, and nobody has ever done it quite as good as Wendy's.
Oh no one will ever be as good as that original poster.
I do remember sassy Wendy's. I'm surprised they didn't get fired earlier.
Right. Well, I think they did that. I am sure if Wendy's if it hadn't immediately blown up, they probably would have gotten fired for sure. Oh, anyway,
yeah,
Sony,
they were
sorry.
Writing the paperwork and then saw the numbers that came in. You know what? Never mind. You get to keep your job.
Yep. Keep doing it.
So anyway, in the next step in the death of physical media, basically Sony has said that starting in January of 2028, they will no longer be manufacturing physical discs, which means starting then we should no longer expect physical discs for PlayStation 5 or any other future Sony consoles.
You remember back in the day when we were all like kind of like speculating on who, like, if they were going to stop doing physical media, and Xbox was like, you know what? We're not doing physical media anymore. And Sony hopped in and was like, nope, we're doing it. We're still doing it because we saw your reaction to Xbox.
I do remember that.
Now they're doing it.
Where they basically roasted Xbox for announcing a digital only console.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Android and iPhone when they took out the headphone jack.
Yep.
And everybody was talking about iPhones made huge mistakes, and then Android's like, but we could do that too. We can make money. It's bull. The whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's going to hurt the consumers that don't have fast internet. It's going to hurt the consumers that live out in the farm towns that don't have any internet and can't play their games because they can't get a disc. Or even worse, you've taken away the ability to, hey, can I borrow that game?
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. And what are people going to do now? Piracy. That's how it works.
Which is wholesale encouraged on Casters Guild podcast.
I don't know what you're talking about. No idea.
Well, I was about to ask if the public outcry you think might be enough to change Sony's mind this time. But I'm looking at some numbers here at an article from Polygon, and apparently, according to analysts, full digital sales account for 80% of PlayStation software sales. So if that means they're still going to get 80% of their money, and they'll get more because that's just the people who switched over now. The people who have to switch over because that's all that's left. I mean, that's going to account for another pretty large percentage. So they're not losing very much money, and I feel like they're saving quite a bit by not manufacturing the physical discs. I hate it. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem like a bad quote unquote business decision.
Well, they're going to pass those savings on to the consumers, right?
Oh, they're not.
Oh, come on. Not a company like Sony.
Gotta maximize that bottom line, dog.
Also, you did say your words were 80% of their sales were going to all digital, right?
80% of the sales are currently like 80% of software sales that are accounted for are full digital.
Sure.
Already.
That does not take into account all the sales that they have lost or are currently losing because of these decisions. They could easily just be like, oh yeah, because of all of this, Yeah, we don't know all the numbers. I think that's not enough information for me.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I got you. I take a statistics class. Statistics class. So I know how they like to manipulate those numbers, and they put out 80%. 80%, but what is 80% of what?
Right. 80%.
Well, they can manipulate the numbers all they want to. It's saying that all their software sales.
Sure,
that 80%
but again,
of all the software sales are full digital. But I think you're right in that there are people who are buying digitally now that are just going to stop buying from Sony altogether because of this announcement.
Right, and who's to say that these people didn't see the writing on the wall, months ago, and they just stopped buying physical discs because they knew they weren't going to be able to get them or get them supported by Sony anymore, so they went someplace else. And Sony was just like waited for all those numbers to drop off, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, look, now we got 80% of people buying digital now because all these people were buying physical left."
Yeah, that's true.
How long do you think GameStop's got?
Oh boy!
As long as Pokemon scalpers exist, GameStop will thrive as a company.
Yep. Also, I heard they're going to buy Tesla.
What?
Like, well, they already tried to buy eBay. Why not try Tesla?
Oh man, that was a ketamine dream right there.
Oh, it was. God, that was such a good fucking conversation.
We'll check in with GameStop again later this episode because GameStop isn't done with the stupid moves just yet. But so a few people have weighed in on Sony's decision, including people like Hideo Kojima, who said that he grew up on physical media and finds this to be really sad, and that the death of physical media is really frightening.
Yeah,
it really is, because it goes back to you don't have ownership of your own games. PlayStation could easily say, "Hey, we don't want you playing this game anymore," and pull it. And you're screwed. There's nothing you can do because they have all the marbles.
Hasn't there been companies that just were like, you know what? We're not going to support this. I think it was a book. It's like, we're not going to support this book anymore. And they just took it off their thing, and everybody who, quote, owned it lost access to it. I'm pretty sure it was a book company.
I feel like that's something I've heard about before.
Just recently, there was I'm probably wrong on this, honestly, but there was a streaming video service for Xbox that discontinued their service, and if you bought videos through them, you lost them all.
Oh, I bet that was it.
Yeah, I think that's what you might be talking about.
Yeah, it was pretty recent, and I just couldn't remember the context of it. But yeah, I mean, when you go through and just think, oh God, I would be devastated if Steam went out of business. All the games that I bought through Steam that I'll never be able to play again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's too much stuff that could go wrong.
Like you pointed out, Baron, Domino's did turn this into a bit of a meme. They were joined by companies like GitHub, KFC, and a lot of others. And then a lot of other companies that are more involved with actual physical releases, companies like Atari, Silver Lining Interactive, Lost in Cult, Limited Run Games, Strictly Limited, and I Am 8-Bit, all, spoke out against the move by Sony in less of a comical way and more in a serious way about how they're really disappointed with Sony's move to decide to not do physical anymore. I'm sure that Sony will be able to justify it to their shareholders on their bottom line, this terrible move that they are making. However, this is all just bad news for the gamer and the average consumer. And the death of physical media in any way, shape, or form is never a good thing.
Yeah.
And this really can't come at a worse time for gamers, because we're losing everything. We're losing hardware. Now we're losing software.
Yep. That's a hell of a point.
Late stage capitalism, baby.
Eat it up. It's good.
But speaking of hardware, are
we going to the Captain America thing? Oh,
that would have been a great transition. We will eventually talk Captain America.
It's not a live podcast. It's not a live podcast.
No, that's just fantastic foreshadowing. We're just gonna leave that right there, like just how it is, and let the listener wonder why we're talking about Captain America's hardware later in the podcast.
You know what? I'm proud of myself. I'm going to go ahead and log off. That's the best I got for this one.
All right, that's a wrap on Guildmaster Bear. All right, so Valve has finally given us specs and prices for the Steam machine, now available for pre-order, as well as a new VR headset, the Steam frame. The controller came out a while ago. Well, supposed to have come out a while ago, immediately sold out, and now they're harder than ever to get a hold of. There are some people who are speculating that those who are placing orders now won't see it until 2027.
Oh, that's not speculation. They're telling you that when you order it. Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. So, Billy, you know a whole lot more about this than either one of us. One of the main reasons we brought you on tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about the Steam machine?
Yeah, the Steam machine is a computer that is created by Valve to compete with the PlayStation and Xbox. What they want to do is take PC gaming and make it more accessible at home. So you have a console like an Xbox or a PlayStation. Bear with me here. You put the disc in. All right. You put the disc in, you turn it on, you play the game, it just works. Anybody who's done any PC gaming, that's not always the case. Sometimes you download the game. Most of the time it works. Not all the time it works right. So what Valve wanted to do is give you a computer where, hey, this is going to work. You play that game, it's going to work just the way we want it to. It's a great idea. Now, the execution of it was just horrible timing because of Ramageddon, because of the rise of AI. Pretty much anything memory, anything storage, and anything RAM their prices have gone through the roof. So this Xbox PlayStation replacement has now gone to cost $1,049 for a 512 gigabyte machine with a controller. For the 2 terabyte, it's $1,349, also with a controller. When that price dropped,
hold on, before we keep going, I'm seeing those prices as without a controller. With the 512 with controller being $1,128, and with the controller for the 2 terabyte being $1,428.
Correct. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong numbers here. I wrote my notes and then I don't know how to read my own notes.
Hey, you know what? Welcome to Casters Guild. That's how we roll too.
I feel more welcome than usual. So basically $1,100 and $1,400 with controllers. And that price, it went over like a wet fart in church.
Mm-hmm.
Every reviewer is like, this machine is great. It's a great idea. What is up with that price? The stuff inside of it just doesn't match up. There's a couple really weird decisions. Let me just say that. Very strange decisions. To save on money with RAM, there's only one stick of RAM in this machine. It's one 16 gigabyte stick.
Wow.
It's single channel. They have another channel. They have room for another one in there. And you could toss one in there if you want, but you're paying what, $150 for 16 gigabytes of RAM used.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
And it's SODIMM RAM. That means it's laptop RAM. This is not the RAM you put in your machine that you play at home. The graphics the graphics VRAM video RAM is 8 gigabytes. That is GDDR6. So that's pretty good. It's comparable to a Radeon RX 7600M. That's a pretty decent card. You're going to get some good performance out of that. But the big thing, if you look at the performance you're getting out of this machine, it is comparable to a PlayStation 5, which is great. Don't you think?
I mean, you're trying to make a home console, maybe make it comparable to the home consoles available now, but as soon as the next PlayStation 6 comes out.
Well, my point being is...
Also, for the price...
Exactly.
Man,
you could buy
PlayStation 5 is a whole lot cheaper than $1,100.
It sure is. Also, you're getting a console that is top of the line 5 years ago. PlayStation 5 has been out for 5 years. You're buying a computer.
PlayStation 5 with a disk drive right now sells for $650.
I wasn't going to go with disk drive because we're just not talking about that anymore.
That's just the number I have in front of me right now.
Yeah, it's $599 without the disk drive. 5 years ago it was $500. So you're looking at basically double the price for a 5-year-old technology.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have an upgrade path. You can't go in there and change the chip. You could change your RAM, you could change your storage. That's not going to do a whole lot for your performance-wise. Your PlayStation 5, bear with me when I say this, works without issue. Ish, kind of. Your games are pretty much optimized for PlayStation 5 when you get them.
Mhm.
The games for the Steam machine, they're not going to be optimized for that Steam machine because it takes time for optimization nowadays because nobody puts out a game that's optimized anymore. It takes time. Usually within about a year, you get some good optimization. A good example, this is Helldivers 2. I would say about a year and a half ago, that was a 100 gigabyte size game. It was huge. Now they whittled it down to about 32. So it takes a while to optimize these things. So you got the Steam machine, you paid $1,200 or $1,400. You're getting outdated technology. You're getting games that may not work well on it. What's the point?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Now,
yeah, I feel like the only point of it at this point is for people who are like Valve fanboys who are just like want to add it to their collection to be able to say that they own it.
Now I get that because I have the first Steam controller. It's not great, but I like it. It's fun to have. Now there's the use case for it was eliminated by the RAM shortage and the storage shortage. I totally believe that Gabe was going to price this. Gabe Newell, the owner of Valve, the CEO, that he was going to price this competitively. I don't think this was supposed to be more than $700 for the high spec. But with everything that went down, his hands got tied, and that's just how much it costs. And it would have cost them more money to just cut the project than to keep going.
Sure.
That's my thought.
So at this point, they're just trying to make their money back.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Also, the Steam Frame, the VR headset, that isn't out yet. I don't think it's ready for pre-order. That's another interesting piece of machinery right there. I was looking at some of the specs on there, and it's going to have its own processor in it. It's going to be able to run games on its own. It's not something you have to hook up to your PC to play. Unlike a lot of VR things, like the VR headset for PlayStation, you got to hook up to a PlayStation. This will actually run games on its own.
So this is more supposed to be like a competitor for like the Quest than for like than something else. Yeah.
Yes. Now you can also play games on your computer with it. You can play your PC games. You can see them through the headset, all that good stuff. That still works as well. Now, the fun thing about the Steam Frame is the processor that they stuck in there. It's a processor I'm extremely familiar with. It is a Snapdragon Gen 8 or Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. I think it's a Gen 2. Let me make sure. I don't want to tell people it's a Gen 2. It's a Gen 3. Sorry about that. Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It's going to have 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to have 256 or a terabyte of storage, depending which one they throw in there. It's going to have a micro SD slot, which is great. The Snapdragon processor goes well with the SD cards because the speed works well for it. That Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is a 2-year-old chip. You can find that in the Samsung phones. You can find that also in a couple handhelds that are out there, the Odin 3, and I believe it's called the Conquer, another headset, or another handheld. It's a pretty decent chip. If I were to compare it to something to help you understand, it plays PlayStation 3 era games, probably be about the max. So that's the kind of gameplay you can expect out of that chip.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty good for a standalone headset. And the fact that you can still hook it up to your PC to play the more intensive stuff, that's pretty great.
Yeah, I have a handheld that's got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, and I get great performance out of that. I could play some PC games, Kingdom Come, the first one. I just started playing that on there. That's about pushing it as far as I can, but it's an amazing tool, or it's an amazing processor that does some great things. The 16 gigabytes of RAM, that's an appropriate amount of RAM. I think the Steam Frame is going to be a pretty good machine if they price it right.
Which apparently is something that's pretty difficult to do right now.
Yes. Other devices that I know of that are running similar architecture, like that the Odin 3 I was talking about, you're looking at about $320 for that handheld, and it's going to have the same chip. It's going to have less RAM though. For the one with the 16 gigabytes of RAM, you're looking at about $500 for the handheld itself. So just looking at similar chips to that, you're probably looking at about $400 to $500 for this VR headset. I don't know much about the VR world to know if that's a good value. I just know about the hardware.
You know what? I'm going to say this, and this may be controversial. I think that Valve should have led with the VR headset, and I'll tell you why. There are so many VR games on Steam that Steam could definitely take advantage of. It's like, if you think about it, it's like you got the only people buying these games are people with access to VR. If they put out their own VR shit, then that's more people that they can sell these games to.
Another thing that
Just to put it into perspective real quick, the Meta Quest 3 is still selling for, that's the 512 gig, by the way, still selling for about 600. And I feel like its spec sheet does not stand up to the frame.
I'm checking it out now. Snapdragon XLR Gen 2. Yeah, it's the same thing I got in my my Odin 2 Portal. So it's one generation behind. Yeah, and that's a good chip. That's a good chip. I don't know if it's a $500-600 good chip, but it's a good chip. I'd have to look more into this to see about the price, because depending on how they use their storage, I don't know what type of storage they use and what speed it's at. Some people are real sensitive to loading speeds. I'm not. I don't really care. Gives me time to drink water. I don't drink. One of the things that really surprised me about both the Steam frame, the Steam machine, was Gabe was asked, "Are you subsidizing the cost?" And he said, "No." And that blew me away, because the Steam Deck, up until recently, was the best value in gaming. It was the most inexpensive handheld PC. The price to performance was outstanding, and Valve was subsidizing that because you could, let me rephrase, you should be only able to play Steam games on the Steam Deck. The average person will only play Steam games. So they're making all that money from your games. Same thing with the Steam machine. They should subsidize that, just like Nintendo used to, just like Sony does, just like Xbox does. I don't understand why they aren't doing that.
Back in the days of the console wars, it was standard practice. You sell the hardware at a loss. You sell your console at a loss, and you make it up with by selling games.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it used to be. The good old days. Mm-hmm. I miss the good old days.
That way you get the machine in as many people's houses as possible. Yeah. I honestly think it's like what it comes down to. I think you're right in that Valve is looking at this whole project as a loss. They are just trying to put the project out the door and sell it to make their money back for what they spent on it. And they don't have, so if I'm a Nintendo fan and I want to play Nintendo games, I have to buy a Nintendo console.
Exactly.
Unless I'm pirating or emulating or whatever else. With the Steam machine, you do not have to buy a Steam machine to play Steam games. So like the whole there's nothing saying that every household needs to get one cheap in order to play games that are available on Steam. So I mean it's that there's less of a reason to make your money back on that, I guess. But I think you're right. I think they're writing this whole Steam machine off as a loss, and they're just trying to make the money back that they can, so they're just selling it for what it should cost and not subsidizing for that particular reason. I'm not saying it's the right move. I'm just saying I think it's just more evidence to support what you were saying as far as them just trying to make their money back on the thing.
It gives me a big sad, because I was really excited about the Steam machine. I probably wasn't going to buy it. I have this big old computer here I spent $2,000 on over the years, but I was happy to have more people get in the PC gaming space. But that's not going to happen now with that price is just too prohibitive. It's insane. You could build a computer. There's a YouTuber named The Fox, PHAWX. He built a computer out of some old chips that you could find on eBay that were used for, they were mass produced for Bitcoin mining. And then that kind of died down. So they're stuck with all these chips. These chips are basically the same chip that's in the PlayStation 5. So he stuck them on a motherboard, put a cheap graphics card on there, and he basically made a PlayStation 5 equivalent for about $200-300, somewhere in there. Anyone can do that. It's not hard. And that's basically the Steam machine. You could throw the Steam operating system on there, or you could throw Bazite on there, which is a type of Steam operating system. It's almost the same. I actually prefer it. You could throw that on there and you'll have the same experience, if not a little bit better.
Damn.
I think best case scenario for the Steam machine is that the people who are rich and can afford it buy it. Valve makes their money back. They learn some lessons in making this original Steam machine. And a few years down the road, when hardware costs less, when this Ramageddon is over, we see the Steam Machine 2 come out, and it's actually an affordable PC console if you will, or Steam Machine 3, excuse me. And we see, something affordable that actually does get the general public into PC gaming.
Yeah, I'll say when you say you hope all the rich people buy it, I hope they sell enough to make almost their money back. Maybe get a little bit of a loss so that they're humbled by the experience, and maybe when they do the Steam Machine 3, they don't think that the first one was such a success they could sell it for just as much.
Sure.
The first Steam Machine, I think it was about 8 years ago. Nobody knows about it. It was trash. It did not work at all. I don't know much about it. I know it didn't go anywhere, but they also didn't produce it like they did this one. Another thing I forgot to add on to, you guys remember the red ring of death?
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's been people getting the red line of death. It's a red line that shows up on the bottom of the console from their graphics card failing already. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign.
Not at all.
I'm not trying to scare anybody. It's not as widespread as the red ring or I can't say it, the ring of doom from when we were much younger, but it's pretty bad. It's not looking great. There's got to be better news out there.
Well, we have potential for good news here when it comes to Hasbro and WotC.
Nope.
Where it looks like WotC might be successfully pulling themselves away from Hasbro.
Yeah. And in that respect, we are talking about the union?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And before anybody gets too excited, it is only one aspect of Wizards of the Coast, and that's the MTG Arena, I believe.
So, I mean, it is currently. However, basically a vote went up to determine whether or not they could actually form the union and start negotiation with Hasbro as far as their union goes. And the vote went through. So negotiation is officially starting. And
right, but I mean, the union is formed.
Yes, they're correct.
The United Wizards of the Coast, I believe.
And it's only for one aspect of Wizards, though, correct? I guess
currently,
my
however,
question,
from what I understand, is the vote went out through all of Wizards, and apparently it is not just the Arena team that voted for the union to actually be formed. So we could be seeing other departments in Wizards joining in on the union very soon.
Yeah, that's not how I understood it, but you could be reading something else than me.
Yeah, so far on their official website, they're just talking about the Arena. But that's because that's all they have so far, but guaranteed, or at least in the pike.
Right. But I mean, still, that's a huge first step, even if that's all it is. And
that is huge.
Especially with how they've been treating them with all the layoffs and bullshit that they are looking at implementing in the future.
So I'm a bit of an outsider on all this. I've been catching up a little bit. I caught a video that was actually pretty informative. And it seems to me that Hasbro is trying to suck all the value out of Wizards of the Coast, like some kind of freaking D&D vampiric Magic the Gathering feeding whore. It's disgusting. It's gross. I mean, they're trying to feed it AI to spit out Magic cards that are licensed by, I don't know, Ninja Turtles, I guess, or maybe they'll do Street Fighter next. I know they're doing Star Trek. They almost got me to buy it until I listened to this video and I realized I'm part of the problem.
They are making a lot of short-sighted profit decisions that are bad for the long term of Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering is basically what it comes down to.
Well, like for example, one of the things they're looking to implement, Guild Officer Billy, you have recently had your first TTRPG experience. If anybody wants to go listen to our Origins show, you'll hear all about it. Now, imagine with that TTRPG experience you had, instead of having a guy sitting right there running you through the whole thing, listening to what you got to say and helping you have a good story, they instead have an AI program taking you through it. I can't imagine that. Yeah.
To play devil's advocate. Excuse me, on my devil horn.
Yeah.
To play devil's advocate. I can see somebody like me getting into D&D through AI because I'm a very solitary person. I don't like to play games online with people. I'm very shy. I'm an introvert. But if I can talk to an AI and learn our D&D that way, that personally would work as a gateway for me when I was younger. I realize I'm in the minority there, and just that one use case does not justify doing what they want to do, because they want to replace the game masters, period. They want 30 people playing with an AI guy. They don't want the game masters because they want to control everything. They want to sell everything. It's disgusting. That one use case that I see, I think is great, but there's no way they'll stop at that.
Yeah, but I mean that's even something we talked about on the show is, AI bad, but it also has certain things that you can use it for and it'd be extremely beneficial. And there's always going to be exceptions. Like, I mean, especially for helping people with certain disabilities. AI could be a huge boon and a huge tool, but for the most part, this thing is trying to replace dungeon masters. This thing is trying to replace people who write books. And then going into Magic, they've already tried to slip past some art, and especially for an entire company that rides on the back of artists. These games would be nothing without the artists involved. That they want to now go to a soulless machine to, keep this going is crazy to me.
Yeah, nothing turns me off than looking at some beautiful artwork and going, wow, is that AI? That is AI.
Mm-hmm. That is AI.
Whatever I'm looking at, I don't care anymore. The whole shebang, the whole company that made that, I don't care for them anymore.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yep. The same with me. It's an immediate turnoff.
So, I mean, not only when it comes to the short-sighted profit decisions, but there's been a lot of things Hasbro has been up to incite this union. One of the biggest things being large layoffs, where you have people who've been writing for Dungeons and Dragons or working for Magic, who they'll have a blockbuster year where they're creating all these awesome supplements and, making Hasbro a lot of money. And then at the end of the year, when the supplement is done, or for example, Project Sigil, when it's done, they just lay off the entire team because the work is done. So we don't need to pay you anymore. Good job. You did great work. Now you don't work for us anymore.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm wrong a lot, but isn't union busting illegal under the
I thought it
National
was.
Labor Relations Act, which protects employees' rights to organize and engage in collective bargaining?
That's a hell of a point.
That's off the top of my head, too.
It sure is, which is why the law company that Hasbro has hired, doesn't identify as a union busting law firm. But it's 100% what they are.
We're a cartel.
So they've been making some union busting moves. They tried to put out a letter about how, hey, we're all family, and isn't what matters at the end of the day the game, that we can all work together and create an awesome game, and all this other stuff that you're asking for and your demands as a union, isn't this all the stuff that matters less to creating an awesome game? Which anytime a company says we're a family here, should automatically be red flags.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it totally is. Oh, man, I run so fast.
It sucks because most of the time when you hear it, though, you're in orientation.
Yeah, that's true. Or you're a union.
Yeah, you guys couldn't see this, but I just rolled my whole body.
Oh yeah, it's tough when you're in orientation and then you hear that and you have to fight the cringe. It's like, yep. Well, I bet I can't wait. Woo!
When placing their votes for the union, Hasbro required everyone use their legal name as a quote unquote legal proceeding, outing certain trans employees who were not even out yet to their coworkers. They have since apologized for doing this and saying that their hands were tied as it was, a legal proceeding. So legal names needed to be used.
Mhm.
And then when asked, what legal statute are you quoting here that says they have to use their legal names, Hasbro did not have a response.
And then they had him do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. After all that apology and shit, they were like, well, guess what? You really still have to vote with your real name. The dead name.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
Oh yeah.
That is some union busting shit right there. That is trying to basically get them not to vote because they don't want their name out there.
Yeah, that is straight intimidation.
Mhm.
Yep. That is the only reason for that move. They can claim whatever reason they want, but that is the only reason to make a move like that.
I just wouldn't expect a company that makes Transformers to do that.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is the T in LGBT.
Mm-hmm.
Lesbian, bi, gay, Transformers.
Wait, G.I. Joe. Anyway.
G.I. Joe. The more you know.
Well, just remember that this is also the same company that created an AI of Optimus Prime and is now asking that AI what Transformers toys they should make.
Yeah. Oh my god, I lost my shit when I heard that.
This is my first time hearing that.
Oh
yeah, they did that. They did that for Optimus Prime, and they did that for Peppa Pig. They created AIs of these characters, fed them all the information they could think of, and then asked them what toys they should make and asked them for feedback on toys that they're currently making. And this is a practice that is still in use.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Man, AI was cool for like, what, 15 minutes?
Right, yeah.
And okay, it is still really cool. It's just, we're not using it right. there's I use AI to help me code, not to code for me because you don't want to do that. It doesn't work well. But it can find errors in your code, because if you do any coding and you mess one thing up, like you put a space there and everything falls apart, it's nice to have somebody go, hey, fix that space. I use AI for that. I use AI for fighting with Linux because I fight with Linux. I put gloves on, it put gloves on, and it punches me in the face constantly. So it helps me go through those things because there's not a whole lot of online guides for what you're doing in Linux because there's so many different flavors. So there's really good personal use cases for AI, but it's just a whole truckload of bullshit reasons and crap and slop and shit and just nastiness. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be here to let us not work and focus on art. And it did the opposite.
Yeah.
It's doing the art while we work.
Art with dick ears on the side.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, so as long as we're talking about Wizards, everybody knows I have been kind of complaining about Secret Lair this season on Casters Guild and the way that is being handled by Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, whoever we want to blame it on. But one of the things that, has really irked me about Secret Lair is they keep saying we can't do print demand. We can't do print to demand. We have to print a limited quantity because it just doesn't work if we do print to demand. They have just announced their next Secret Lair drop, which is going to be print to demand.
How you feeling about that?
You know what?
I do. I just want to know what you do.
I can't be mad at this Secret Lair drop. I can be mad at WotC and Hasbro and them mishandling Secret Lair. This particular Secret Lair drop, it being print to demand means that they can sell as many as they want to, and it is going to support the Global Fund for Women. And I'd be kind of a dick if I spoke out against that.
About them using a charity to up their sales?
Okay. All right.
I was going to say, you're not going to be a dick. You can criticize it. It's okay. We know.
Here's the thing.
They're doing that specifically so that people won't talk shit about it.
Here's the thing. I ask them to do something over and over again, right? I complain that they're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of hypocrite does it make me if I complain that they do it then? You know what I mean?
Look at the reasoning. You got to look at the reasoning, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's just, I know for a fact they're going to continue to not make the other Secret Lair drops print to demand.
Sure.
I know for a fact because they have done print to demand for the Extra Life drops. And it's like anytime they do a charity drop, it's print to demand. And it's like, you could be doing this for all the other fucking drops. You could be doing print to demand for every drop. Why are we saving it only for this?
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone who wants to know about the drop, 50% of the drop is going to the Global Fund for Women. And it's a it's a decent drop. When you look at the cards that are being printed, when you look at the art that's on them and the artists that are being credited, it's a fantastic drop for a decent price going to a decent cause. However, just the mishandling of Secret Lair altogether, it just kind of ruins it.
I'm looking at the Secret Lair site. I'm just kind of dumbfounded that there's so many different flavors of these cards. What happened? Like,
well, that's the point of Secret Lair. Secret Lair is supposed to be like the wild, wacky, like
Fortnite
license
card games.
Yeah, like I see Fallout and Garfield.
Yeah, this is what Secret Lair was always supposed to be. The problem came when they introduced Universes Beyond, and like all of these things left Secret Lair and started to become standard legal.
All right, do we just gotta gloss over the Garfield thing?
Is
that for real?
Yeah, there's a couple Garfields.
There is a cat Secret Lair that came out recently. One of the drops was Garfield. One of the drops was Felix the cat.
So here's what I think that our viewers should do. Figure out how much money you would have paid in these cards. Just go ahead and donate.
$40 for non-foil, $50 for foil.
Sure. Now just go ahead and donate that to the Fund for Women.
I mean, that's the
donate that to the Fund for Women and the proxy the cards if you want to use them.
Yep.
Now, proxying, is that like a piracy kind of thing?
Or yes, can it be 100%.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's
completely legal.
I know how to sail a boat. I'll help you.
The biggest difference is proxying is 100% legal and within the laws of even Magic the Gathering as a game.
Like you can't use them in the game per se unless you have the
tournaments.
Correct.
But it is written in like the rules of Magic the Gathering and as a company that you are allowed to proxy their cards. Like they can't like sue you for proxying their cards.
Right.
It's kind of like the OGL protections for Dungeons and Dragons that they tried to repeal, but then everybody screamed about it. So you don't have to worry about getting taken down by WotC for proxying cards. Now, there is a difference between a proxy and a counterfeit.
Yeah. Right. I get that. You're trying to make one look real. Try to pass it off as real because that's a valuable product.
Yeah, if you try to counterfeit cards and then sell them, that is not cool. But like proxying is 100% allowed and completely encouraged in casual gameplay.
Well, good. There's some good news I heard. I heard some good news out of all this. It's just these guys are making such horrible decisions. It's like I just barely dipped my toe into the world that the Casters Guild has been operating in for the last however many years. I just dipped my toe into it, and I'm starting to learn, and I'm starting to wade out in the middle of the water, and it's just all this Wizards of the Coast negativity that's like trying to pull me down, and I got 9th level games trying to pull me up.
Oh yeah, I mean, like we talk about Wizards of the Coast a ton because that's where the news is, but there's so many other good TTRPG companies that you can support and play their games. And
Guildmaster Baron's been showing me some slowly over time. I think what is the Cypher system I want to learn next?
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
I didn't tell you that. That's new. We didn't talk about that.
We could get a whole Supernatural game going.
Okay.
It's either that or Dresden Files. You got to pick.
I don't know Dresden Files. I was thinking about that other thing that you posted earlier this week.
Oh, the John Wick?
I didn't want to say it. I was going to let you say it. But yes, the John Wick one sounds like a good time.
Hell yeah. Yep. It's definitely something I would love to do. I think that they're right of most of the recommendations. Cypher seems to be a pretty solid system for especially if you're going at it for a storytelling standpoint. But yeah, a lot of fun.
As long as we're talking about things that are pretty solid, let's go ahead and talk about Captain America now.
And his hardware?
Yes, and his hardware.
Rob Liefeld's punching the air right now. He is so happy.
So,
Justified.
Marvel Rivals is a game that's been out for a while now. Free to play, but you can buy skins and stuff like that, like all the free to play games. I played it for a while. I think it's a pretty decent game. It has caught a lot of flack for being a quote unquote gooner game because a lot of the skins that are available for its female characters.
Oh my God, the Invisible Woman.
However, they just released some of their Marvel Special Swimsuit Edition costumes, and Captain America might have the most revealing costume in Marvel Rivals now.
I mean, to be fair, it's not the the costume's fault. It's that big old dick.
You can see Captain America's entire package in this new skin.
It's not like it's out. You are seeing the bulge, the battle of the bulge happening in his trunks.
Bro, that's not a bulge.
I know.
A bulge is like a soft curve.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, this is catch and print. This is catch and print.
This is a dick print. That's the word the kids use. This is a dick print.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a sock. It's been socked in and then painted red, white, and blue. That thing is a firework ready to go off. It is dangerous. That's America's cock.
You know what's even funny? If you look at these pictures that came out, it is about 2 or 3 inches shorter than the original skin. It has been nerfed.
Yes, it has.
Wow.
The headline I was reading is that Marvel players suspect that Captain America's summer sausage has been downsized. On the 4th of July, no less.
On the 4th of July, no less. Damn.
So
where am I going to be able to get some of the super soldier serum?
What I'm loving about this is not just the cake and the banana on the other side. Is if you look at its proportions, it looks very much like when Rob Liefeld tried to draw Captain America.
Oh yeah,
90% chest. Like nothing made any sense. And that's what I'm saying. Like this is 90s kids right now are eating good.
Eating good.
There's so many reborn.
There's so many pockets on that swims. No, there's not. There's one pocket and his big old dick's in it.
Baron, I was gonna fill this.
Yeah, you were
with like innuendo and like a little beat around the bush.
That thing is beating all the bushes.
You just decided, nope, dick.
I was with you. I was ready to start using some fancy wordplay.
Yeah, but I feel like fancy wordplay and innuendo would be doing a disservice to how out this penis is. I used its government name, penis.
It's par for the course, though, and you know what? I appreciate it. I am tired of all the fan service toward men. Let's have some fan service toward gay men.
Yeah. Because this is definitely still not for the female gays.
No, not bit.
What it is.
Yeah. The female gays don't like this at all. They like other women.
They don't like this.
No, this appeals to the male power fantasy still. And anybody that thinks that this is for the female gays, you're deluding yourself. Except for that one chick out there that's just like, oh boy, this is what I've been praying for.
Look, I wasn't shocked when I saw the costume. I wasn't shocked when I saw the print. I was shocked when I saw it had jiggle physics.
Woo!
That motherfucker bounces.
Holy shit.
So there's an artist out there. Their whole job was to give his dick jiggle physics.
Yep.
And that's on their resume.
Yep. They got paid for that.
I'm the dick guy.
They are a professional dick jiggler.
I made Captain America's dick jump.
They probably worked on Dead or Alive too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And the fact that it's bouncing like that, I mean, it might not even be erect. We might even be seeing that in its...
Oh, it's not even reached its final form?
Right.
Oh my God. That thing's dangerous.
We just spent the sizable portion of this podcast talking about Captain America's dick.
Speaking of sizable portions.
Oh, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Darren. Finish that segue.
Well, we already finished the conversation.
How are we going to take sizable portions into a different topic, Bear?
I wasn't. It was still the same conversation. We're talking about Captain America's sizable portion.
I don't think this is going up on YouTube, guys.
It's going up somewhere.
It'll go up on YouTube. It'll just be demonetized. It's fine.
Oh no! There goes all our money.
All our money we don't make. Oh no! You know what? Here's the most distasteful segue I can make. Speaking of sizable portions, Xbox is laying off 3,200 employees.
God, there's nothing long and hard about that at all.
No, according to Microsoft, it's because the business today is not healthy.
What the fuck? God damn it! What does that even mean?
They're not wrong. It's not healthy. Microsoft laid off, I think, total 5,000 people, not just Xbox. They've laid off a lot of people.
Wow.
Because business. Fucking business. It's not there.
Man, yeah. But I mean, come on though. I mean, it's still Xbox. They're the games are still being made. I still make the argument that most of these people who rely on creatives who are now laying off all of these people, you can't tell me it's not because of AI.
Oh, it's got to be.
Well, they're laying off entire studios, including Compulsion Games, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, and Arcane. Double Fine even actually put out a statement saying that, while they were happy to work with Xbox for as long as they did, they're happy to return to being like an independent studio.
Yeah. Good for them.
Which is, a great way to look at it, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at some of these companies. Microsoft went and gobbled a lot of them up in not too long ago, 2018, 2017 in there.
Mm-hmm.
Gobbled them up. They spit out a game or two, like specifically Ninja Theory. They did DMC, Devil May Cry, the reboot one, or Hellblade 2. They made some decent games and made some good money, and now they're gone.
Yep.
They probably still own that studio, so the people have nowhere to go.
Well, there are Activision, Bethesda, ZeniMax, Blizzard, King, Mojang, and other studios that are just seeing a reduction in their workforce instead of laying off the whole thing. And apparently the Bethesda layoffs have hit the Elder Scrolls Online team specifically hard. So anyone who's been hoping for new Elder Scrolls games, new Fallout games, it's going to get more and more difficult with all of these layoffs.
I'm still confused as to how there's 2 seasons of a Fallout show that do not have a game that came out with them. I know
it really doesn't make sense.
A little bit of a subject switch, but yeah, where's the game?
I mean, they did re-releases of 3 in New Vegas, I believe, like special editions or whatever. They weren't remastered or anything, but
they sold well. They had a lot of people playing while the seasons were going. But can you imagine Fallout 5? A Fallout 5 would have the Xbox wouldn't be in the same position if Fallout 5 came out.
Fallout New Vegas 2 or Fallout New Vegas Remastered would have been the move.
Yeah, something.
Because the Fallout TV series is a whole lot more entwined with some of the earliest Fallout games, like Fallout 1 and 2, and Fallout New Vegas specifically.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen them made a Fallout 1 using the Fallout 4 engine. It wouldn't have been hard.
I don't know. I see Xbox shooting themselves in the foot constantly. And then when they start bleeding, they take employees and throw them over the side.
Yep.
Because that's going to stop the bleeding. And it just makes it even worse. Like, the only thing Xbox has going right now is their Xbox Online, which is the greatest value in gaming. I think it's $20 and you get access to so many games. I would get that once in a while to try all these new games out so I can go buy them somewhere else. Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass is a good deal. That's all they really have going for themselves right now.
All right, I'm going to move us on just for the sake of time. And I did say we were going to talk about GameStop before we reach the end of this podcast.
Oh, you did.
And GameStop just raised its prices for the Pokemon 30th anniversary cards that are coming out for the 3rd time. And even for people who have already, and by the way, these are still pre-order. Like, they're raising the prices while they haven't even come out yet. They're still raising the prices on the pre-orders. And they are even requiring that anyone who pre-ordered it at the lower price will still have to pay the new higher price if they want to pick up their product.
Oh, that is number one bullshit.
Isn't it?
That's
So
that's a lawsuit.
So let's start with the fact. Let's start with just an ETB, which is a pretty common product among Pokemon collectors, the Elite Trainer Box for Pokemon 30th Anniversary. The suggested retail price of an Elite Trainer Box is $50. GameStop originally listed it at $130. That's a 260% markup.
Wow.
It has since been bumped up twice and is now sitting at $170. And there are many people who are speculating that it may even jump up again, as there are GameStop employees on the GameStop subreddit that are saying that some people they've been taking pre-orders for $180 for the ETB.
That's insane. Now I'm looking at what's in this box. There's not much.
No, absolutely not.
I get it though. If you're a collector, you're going to spend the money, but that's just insane.
Then there's the Ultimate Premium Collection that was MSRP'd around $120. They're taking pre-orders on those for around $600.
I see a second hand already trying to sell it for $254.89.
Mm-hmm.
I say second hand because I don't know if this is a scalper. I don't have the knowledge for that, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That's just nuts.
Yeah, I don't get it. I guess it appeals to. You know what? No, I don't even have nothing for that. I don't know. It's, you know how I feel about collectible card games, anyways.
Right.
And I just feel like this is just kind of just disgustingly taking advantage of people. At the very least, it's taking advantage of people who can afford this stuff. So it's like, all right, well, whatever. But also at the same time, it's like, I wonder how many parents are out there just buying shit like this because their kids are, really, really wanting it, and they think, oh yeah, this is going to be what makes my kid love me.
I mean,
and at these prices, they're still taking pre-orders on it. I can guarantee they're still going to sell out of it. It's just the way that the Pokemon trading card game is right now, which is why, when you guys asked how much longer does GameStop have, and as long as scalping is hot for the Pokemon card game, GameStop will be making plenty of money to stay open.
Yep. They probably shouldn't, though.
No, absolutely not. I'm not saying we should celebrate GameStop for this awesome business move.
I will say this. I'm not going to celebrate them, but good Lord, I am in awe of their ability to just stick it in there as hard as they can. Like, they are just digging their heels into relevancy, and it's amazing.
Some companies just don't die.
Even though they should.
Or they live long enough to become the enemy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we talked a lot about a lot of bad news. Let's talk about a few things that I'm excited to see on their way out.
Fuck. Fuck.
Can I keep that in? I can keep that in. I can keep
that in. I don't give a fuck.
No, I know I'm not concerned about whether or not you give a fuck. I'm concerned about what lists Casters Guild podcast ends up on.
Yeah, we might get a cease and desist from ICE, but
I think we might get an email from Vietnam about this.
But we got a new teaser for Cyberpunk Edge Runners 2.
Woo! I'm excited.
Have you guys seen the teaser?
Yep.
I have not seen the teaser, but I read about it.
The whole thing gives me like 90s anime vibes.
Yes,
like
very
old
much.
School 90 anime vibes. And I think it's because a lot of it is taking place from the perspective of one of the characters who's like recording with what looks like a VHS recorder, and they're like grainy recordings of things that are happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole the whole teaser is fucking awesome. We actually get to see what these characters look like. We actually get to see them in action. We've got a release window. It's supposed to come out this fall. If you haven't seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners yet, and you're a Cyberpunk fan at all, I definitely think you need to. It's an excellent series, and it doesn't look like this next season is going to disappoint.
I'm pretty sure I have not seen it. I am a fan of the universe and the game. I'm pretty sure I can convince my partner over here to watch it again with me. So I'm pretty sure I can get that going.
Oh yeah.
I know that you said your anime history is pretty light, like as far as what anime that you've seen in the past. Edge Runners would be a great one if you wanted to watch the series in its entirety. It's not super long. It's the subject matter that you're already into. I would highly recommend it.
Yes, I think I'll actually I will talk to my partner about that in about 10 minutes and maybe start that up.
I've already started. I've already started my rewatch through of season 1.
All right, Billy. Here's another one I think you and I specifically will be excited about, since I believe you have become a Metroid fan.
Yes, Metroid Dread is awesome.
But due to a leak from the Brazilian Games Rating Board, Metroid Ravenous is due to be out this year, according to the leak.
Ooh, Ravenous. That's a suggestive name for a Metroid.
It is. And it doesn't have Prime at the end, which makes me much more excited about it.
But yeah, it doesn't. I like the Prime games, but first person doesn't feel very Metroidy. It doesn't feel that at all.
I'm not super into any of the 3D Metroid games. Unpopular opinion, I think Metroid Other M is my favorite of the 3D Metroids. I like it better than the Prime series, and most Metroid fans despise Other M, but it's not confined to the first person like the Prime series is. I think first person makes the exploration much more difficult, and it's a big part of Metroidvanias. And while I did get Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and played it for a while, I just didn't like it as much as I like Dread. As a matter of fact, recently I've been playing through Fusion again, just because it's on the Switch Virtual Consoles, and I'm enjoying that more than I enjoyed a lot of the 3D Metroids. But being that it isn't named Prime, it does seem to be that it's more likely to be another 2D entry versus like a 3D one.
I'm excited for that. I hope they release it for the good old regular Switch as well. Be more accessible for people like me that don't have the Switch too.
I don't know what the release schedule has been like for Nintendo recently when it comes to the Switch one.
They're still releasing. They're still coming out with games, but it's mostly a lot of indie stuff.
Did the most recent Nintendo game would be like Star Fox, right?
Yeah, Star Fox didn't come out for Switch.
I wouldn't count on the new Metroid game to come out on the Switch one then, in that case.
Yeah, I could hope though.
Yes, well, we can absolutely hope.
What is coming out, which I can kind of segue into it, is Castlevania Belmont's Curse, which is going to be another Metroidvania 2D, everything you always wanted with Castlevania and more. That's coming out before the end of this year as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, Metroidvania fans, or fan of the genre in general, I mean, it's been a very popular genre within the past couple of years.
Yeah, we've been eating it for a while.
Yeah, and Belmont's Curse looks a whole lot better than a lot of other stuff that's been coming out of Castlevania as of recent.
Yeah, Lord of Shadows didn't hit it for me. That was a 3D version. It's not it. It's not the same. We got to stop with these 3D. We got to stop with these 3D Metroidvanias. Yeah, you can't create a whole genre of game and then leave that genre behind. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. A couple other things to be excited about. Danny McBride is currently working on a G.I. Joe movie.
I'm not unhappy about that, but I'm also not excited about it. I would have been more excited if he had the option to run his original script.
Okay.
Which was going to be a Dreadnoks movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
From what I was reading in this article, I think we could still see that movie because the feedback he got after turning in the Dreadnoks idea was that they want to establish G.I. Joe as a concept first before going into something like Dreadnoks.
Mm-hmm.
So if this G.I. Joe movie does well, we could see the Dreadnoks movie in the future. And did you see what this particular script was supposed to be about?
That it was like a squad of Joes going off to do something.
So it's
Joe.
Duke and a group of Joes, and it's specifically a storyline from the comics about the town of Springfield.
Oh,
Which the town of Springfield is all secretly Cobra.
That tracks.
yeah. Yep.
And that script has been written, turned in, and approved.
Yeah. The only part that I saw like initially was how they were saying that he wanted to do that Dreadnought movie, and they were like, no. Like Mattel said no, they wanted to see a full like G.I. Joe movie.
Right.
But I mean, Mattel does Barbie, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Barbie's Mattel.
Yeah. I was pretty happy with the Barbie movie. They let them have fun with it, and they even let them poke fun at the company, which was pretty cool. So I'd like to think that they're going to let him cook with this one. Now,
Look, G.I. Joe is Hasbro.
is it Hasbro?
Yeah, and you know they're not going to let them cook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. That is Hasbro.
Yeah, they're going to fucking dead name Duke.
They are. Oh my God. What was I thinking? I don't even know if I want to see it now.
I'm sorry I broke your heart.
No. I'm glad you told me.
Maybe see it. Maybe don't pay to see it in the theater. That's
Fair.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to bring up is we've got some new information coming out for the next season of Creature Commandos, where it looks like King Shark is going to be joining the squad.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. So yeah, he's going to be different because, oh no, Clayface was in the Harley Quinn cartoon, as was King Shark. But then hilariously, but then Clayface was in the Creature Commandos, much less hilariously.
Very different version.
So I'm wondering what kind of version we're going to get.
Well, according to the article that I'm reading, the version of King Shark that was featured in James Gunn's Suicide Squad is the one that is joining Creature Commandos.
Wait, say it again?
The version of King Shark that was in James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Is the one we're getting in Creature Commandos.
And that would have been a good guess, like from me, except for I thought of Rick Flag and how he was nothing like Rick Flag in the live action. So it's just like,
well, those were different Rick Flags.
No, they weren't.
I thought one was junior and one was senior.
You're thinking Suicide Squad. I'm talking Peacemaker and Superman for that matter.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Rick Flag in Creature Commandos, weirdly enough, got that white Chris Pike hair. And then in the shows, Peacemaker, and then in Superman, he had that dark hair, but it's still Rick Flag Sr.
Right.
I thought Rick Flag Jr. had the blonde hair.
He did.
Okay.
White hair. He has that white hair in Creature Commandos.
Yeah. And that's senior.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's two completely different characters and it's fucking confusing.
Yeah.
They characterize him completely differently. Because like in Creature Commandos, he was like, they brought up Rick Flag Jr. dying, and yeah, he was kind of upset about it, blah, blah, blah. But then in Peacemaker, he is just bent on fucking revenge. And it's like, oh, okay. Is this the same guy? Which it may not be, considering all the weird multiversal shenanigans that they were doing. Yeah.
Also, the fact that him and his son look the same age.
You're right.
It's them good Flag genes. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also getting Nosferatu to be added to the crew.
Is that the bat chick?
I'm going to read this directly from the Polygon article. It says she is a young woman who was experimented on by a mad scientist who basically turned her into a vampire.
Oh,
Oh, you stopped at the best part. The
Her
creators
look was
considered
tweaked from
styles.
season one. Yeah. The look was tweaked from season one finale as the creators considered styles such as goth, sci-fi, and rave girl, eventually deciding on something that looks like a fair bit like Charlie XCX.
okay. Sure.
I've never heard of Nosferatu. I don't think that's a comic book character. I think they made her up for the show. I'm not 100% sure. There's so many DC characters out there, but I guess there's worse people you can make her look like. I mean, a goth sci-fi rave girl sounds good to me.
She does exist in the mainstream DC universe, 1986, 2011, I guess. Vampire. She looks like a Batgirl.
According to what I found here, it says she was originally introduced in Superboy Volume 4, number 50, April 1998.
Oh yeah, no, they did show her. They showed her in the last season, like towards the end.
Yeah,
She
the
is
end.
she is the Batgirl. Yeah.
But her look apparently in season 2 is different.
Okay.
Oh, that's the Superboy, the Lex Luthor Superman clone Superboy, the one with all the extreme attitude from the 90s.
Right.
So that would explain that character 100% right there.
Did you know that Karg from the original Masters of the Universe movie was also in the new Masters of the Universe movie? A character that only existed really in the original Masters of the Universe movie that sucked really, really, really bad, and then they just had him show up in the new one?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I
it's
also
been
did
bugging
not.
me. It's been bugging me. I saw him in the new one. I'm like, there's no fucking way that's who that is. Turns out it was. I was upset.
I haven't watched it yet. I've been slacking. I've been told I need to see it.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you do.
available- It's available on most leading streaming devices.
And the last thing I want to bring up for this particular episode is we talked about it a couple episodes ago where Rick and Morty is getting a new spin-off, which will star President Curtis. And the writing team for President Curtis has already revealed that they have had to strip away entire storylines because things that they thought were ridiculous and would make good storylines are things that our current president has done within the past 4 years, and they've had to rewrite this show.
That's the same thing South Park had to do in season 20.
South Park has had to do it. What's the superhero show? The Boys have had to do it. It's pretty crazy that this is the world we live in right now.
That reality is crazier than fiction by far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That all these writers are trying to come up with the craziest shit a president can do that they think would never happen, that they are trying to make an extreme version of what could possibly happen, and then it actually happens. And then they go, shit, well, now we have to come up with something crazier.
And for the president, it's just Tuesday.
Jesus Christ.
That's pretty much the last thing I had for this particular episode. You guys got anything else that you really wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I had something real quick I wanted to talk about. Last night in Japan, this morning in America, the fourth Tiger Mask retired. He'd been wrestling since the late 90s, been a legend, all that good stuff. I just wanted to acknowledge it because no one else will. So congratulations,
Fair.
fourth Tiger Mask. Take the mask off. Take a rest. You've done a lot of good things.
Hell yeah.
You said this was the fourth one?
Yeah, the fourth one. Tiger Mask is an old anime that they turned into a wrestler. It's the anime was a wrestler, so they just made a real one. And the first one was an amazing wrestler named Santaro Saramu. I can't remember his name. Sammy, they called him. He's an amazing wrestler. Then he took off the mask, and the second guy took over. His name was Mitsuharu Misawa. He took over for a while. And then when he took off the mask, another guy took over, Koji Kanemoto. He was the third Tiger Mask. And then this fourth one, I don't know his name. Nobody does. He just retired. So I'm expecting a fifth one. There's a whole lore behind Tiger Mask. There's a black tiger, his eternal enemy, who the first one was played by Mark Rollerball Rocco, an English guy. The second one, you may have heard of this guy. His name is Eddie Guerrero. He played the second black tiger. The third one was a guy named Silver King out of Mexico, and the fourth one was Rocky Romero, who actually was in the last match with Tiger Mask. It was
Oh, that's
it was
cool.
pretty cool. You just wanted to know if I
I-
knew other names, didn't you?
I gotta ask you, because like this story is sounding like crazy familiar. Did King from Tekken take inspiration from
100%.
Tiger Mask? Yeah.
King is Tiger Mask.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say because like that sounds between King and Armor King and their backstories and the different versions, like it sounds too similar for it to be a coincidence.
No, that's exactly what it is. And King is the guy I play on Tekken, by the way, because of that.
King is so cool.
He is.
I was a King main for like 2 years.
Oh, everybody hated you, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, because King. Everybody hates a grappler in fighting games because you could, especially King, because he could tie all those things together and just chain grapple. It's, I did it to. I did.
And there's nothing you can do.
Stepson.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. Email us at castersguild.com. Let us know what's coming out that you're excited about. Join us on the Discord. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.
Captain America's dick.